Hi, how are you? My name is Allie, and if you have found yourself here, then likely there is a message from your spirit team for you. I am cleansing our space here. I'm using bay leaves actually to cleanse this space, and I looked up the spiritual significance or symbolism of bay leaves, and it's for abundance, prosperity, protection, and positive energy were some of the things associated with smudging with bay leaves. So I thought that was pertinent for what we're going to be talking about here. I hope I don't sound too nasally, given that my allergies are wreaking havoc on me right now. Even though the outside world is beautiful, for some reason, it does not like my sinuses. So, time and space are irrelevant when you find this reading. It is timeless. I do ask that as we shuffle here to get the message, that you take a deep breath, center and ground yourself, open yourself up energetically to receive the message that Spirit has for you. And we'll begin here. Okay, so we already have the Ten of Wands, I see. The King of Swords. All right. I think that's a good amount to start with the Queen of Swords at the bottom. Okay. So, wow. 10 of Wands and 10 of Swords. The High Priestess. The King of Swords really does feel like it's at the center of our reading here. 8 of Wands. I don't know that you're going to be able to see all of the cards, but we also have the Hanged Man, the 3 of Wands, and the Ace of Cups. Okay. This is talking about you being on the precipice of a new journey. I don't feel like saying that is anything new to your ears. I feel like there was something really heavy, a person, place, habit, energy that you had been carrying for a long time, that you finally laid that heavy burden and baggage down and surrendered. I think it was a long and arduous process to figure out what surrender even looked like. And then to go about doing so. But I do believe that you have done that. And because of that they're correcting me. You probably made the decision swiftly, but it took a very long time to get to making that decision. It took a lot of contemplation, a lot of asking Spirit and your spiritual team if you could go about doing this any other way. Could you just have this? Or could you just do that? Or did you have to end it completely? And I think you always knew the answer. So coming to the conclusion of doing so took a long time. But once you made it, it was a very swift severing of surrender, of laying down the heavy baggage and weight that you had been carrying. You made the choice to do so, and that choice came swiftly once you made it. To allow yourself to be resurrected, to allow a rebirth within yourself and your life to occur. And you are finally starting to feel the excitement at the prospect of the forward movement. Maybe you haven't taken the leap just yet, but you're kind of finalizing the blueprints or the plans on how this new journey is going to happen, what it's going to look like, It's kind of giving me the energy, if I'm being honest, of someone who is getting ready to pack up and move across the country, and you'll have to start a new job and find a new place to live and make new connections and friends, and ultimately find yourself in a brand new place with a brand new identity. And I think the idea of that both feels exciting and in the past had weighed on you, had felt like a burden, but now it feels fiery and passionate and exciting. It's not to say that you might not still have some fear attached to all this newness, because things do feel like they're moving quite quickly right now. But I think overall, it feels like because you are able to surrender and kind of lay down your burden and end this thing once and for all, to choose yourself, to allow yourself to be transformed through fire. You know, I'm hearing baptism by fire. So you allowed yourself to be transformed through a lot of pain. Fire also moves very quickly. You know, if you think of a forest fire, you can watch it as it grows and moves, and it can move very, very quickly. There's also something here with like smoke. So smoke can be obviously purifying and cleansing, but too much of it makes it hard to breathe. So it does kind of feel like you had to go through a lot of overwhelming stops and endings, that may have made it hard to breathe, in order to get to where you are today. But you also realize that you couldn't have not gone through what you have gone through, because it has given you wisdom beyond compare. Wisdom that you can only gain by going through what you have gone through. And you could have only gotten here by allowing yourself to surrender to this energy. And so that's no easy feat. And I think you need to give yourself some more credit for allowing that to happen. I do see a lot of messages here of new starts, fresh starts, of like even some kind of miraculous, I want to say, things happening, like things just lining up, like using that example of moving across the country and having to start all over again, like finding the perfect apartment that's exactly in your price range, and the person who lives next door ends up becoming one of your closest friends, and they introduce you to a place where, you know, you can find a job, and like all of the puzzle pieces kind of just lining up so beautifully. But it really is kind of this offering, this love offering from the universe to help you get started on this new path. I'm hesitant to use the word reward, but I can't really think of another word right now, as kind of like a reward-ish for doing the hard work and choosing yourself and taking a leap of faith. I'm actually really surprised to not see the Fool here, because that's the image they're giving me in my mind. And the Fool talks about infinite possibilities, limitlessness. There is nothing that cannot be conceived when we talk about the Fool. Any thought, any desire, any wish that you have is possible in that Fool energy. And it's also about taking a leap of faith when you don't know what's going to be on the other side of that cliff you're jumping off of. But you've gained such a unique perspective. You've gained so much wisdom through this. You have learned more about yourself and how to be in flow with the universe. You have learned about manifestation and what surrender looks and feels like and how to do it. And that is just a huge one. That is a huge task to learn and integrate into your being. And you have done that, and you're really soaring right now. The one thing that I see here with the Six of Cups is what I want to say is like heart-centered pain around the past that there is still some strings attached to, what if this could have looked like this? If this had happened, maybe this could have been turned out a different way. What if that hadn't happened and then I would have been in a totally different place now? Or people, attachments to people, that maybe you're leaving behind people that you really cared about from your past, that at one time you didn't think you could live without, or helped shape who you are today. And it does feel like, it's interesting. This isn't the word that I would use, but what they just said, there's some resentment also. So it's not all like lovey-dovey attachments. There's also some resentments from the past that we might be hanging on to also. And I'm hearing lay it down. Just lay it down. That is another 10 of Wands kind of heavy burden to be laid down, are any feelings of resentment or connections to the past that may have served you at one point, but they don't serve you anymore where you currently are. The love that is emanating from this Ace of Cups that the universe is sending your way, it feels like it's happening now. It's a very swift energy. They had me lay this on the Eight of Wands, which is about literal movement. So moving could very much be in the cards for you, but swift movement, you know. These miracles are going to, if they're not already, going to be lining up. Okay, and my watch just lit up and said goal achieved. Which I feel very strongly resonates with what's coming through here in your reading. You have achieved a goal. And so these wishes, these like helping hands, these rewards from the universe are going to be coming in very quickly for you. And all you really need to do right now is be in the present moment and in the energy to receive. Which they're telling me is kind of comical, but it's true. To be in the energy of true reception, to really be in the energy to receive, is just as difficult as to figure out how to surrender. These are things we have to learn over and over again in other lifetimes. So what that's saying to me is, you know how to do this. It's in there. The magic is inside of you. But it's some remembering that needs to be done. So I am being drawn to the High Priestess and the Hanged Man. These energies together very much tell me a go within, a meditation, doing a meditation specifically around being open to receive what the universe wants to bring in for you. I think you're kind of there, but you know, to really anchor that down, to really integrate it, I think that would be a good idea. And I'm really being drawn now to use the Ancient Stones Oracle. But yeah, congratulate yourself that you have done the work to get this far. That you're ready, that you're on this precipice, that you're ready for this new start. And it's a very, you know, it's a new start in foundational things, like a new place, a new job, a new roommate, a new love. But it's all because of you being a new you. Thank you, Spirit. What else? What else, Spirit? We have not forgotten, messages from Spirit, unbroken connection. You know, when I first saw this card, the first thing that brought through to me were loved ones who have crossed over out of this realm and into another. I think it does literally mean what it says, unbroken connection to Spirit, but also that unbroken connection to people who have passed on, crossed over. There are loved ones. I don't know. I'm weird. I'm hesitant to even say on the other side, because it's all happening together at the same time, like layers of an onion. But when you're on the inside of when you're the layer on the inside of the onion, you can't see the layer at the outermost of the onion, but it is all together making one cohesive unit. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not separate from the innermost part of the onion. It all comes together to make one big ball of energy. And so they're just in a different realm that we don't easily, we do have access to it, but it's not so easy, right? They can see all the way down to the core. So they see us, they are with us, they know what's going on, but we are in the innermost part, okay? That connection is never broken, and all you have to do is talk out loud to them. I have a bad habit personally of thinking things in my head and not saying them out loud, and thinking that people know what I'm thinking about. I don't know why I can't seem to break this. I have difficulty with it, but my spirit team reminds me this all the time. It's much easier if I would just speak things out loud into existence. It helps break down some barriers. Not that they don't know what I'm thinking sometimes, but I'm asking them to maybe go through more layers to get to the root of that. So just talk out loud. Use your voice. Talk to them as if they're in the same room with you. Who cares if somebody sees you talking to yourself? Like, seriously, who cares? We're past that at this point in time, I would like to hope. It's nobody's business who you're talking to. So talk out loud more, especially to them. These blue flowers are really standing out to me. So I don't know if blue flowers might be significant to you. If it's just, if you really enjoy looking at blue flowers, but those are really sticking out to me. Very, very, very pertinent. If we have time here, I might look at the symbolism of blue flowers. So they are coming through, and they are also assisting you on this new journey you're finding yourself on. The perfect places, people, things, situations. Ooh, look at this. And then we have the secret chamber, potency, deep connection, and treasure. This makes me feel like this is the excavation you have been doing on yourself. There are all these layers to you. There are all these layers to you that I don't think you even fully realized were there. And you have been doing this deep, contemplative soul excavation, saying, this doesn't work. I can't do this anymore. I have to let this go, to surrender. And the farther that you have gone inward, the closer to spirit and your loved ones you have become. You are closer than you've ever been, they're telling me. You're closer than you've ever been. And you are finding, and have been finding, that treasure that is within you. Again, they're saying the magic is inside of you. It is not outside of you. It is within you. And this is also how we manifest. When we realize that the magic that we search for is already inside of us. That we are able to speak things into existence by belief. By our sheer belief. Belief like a child. Like a child believes. And this is how we get into that frequency of pulling our manifestations into our present reality. This is what I have been being taught by spirit lately, and I'm able to draw connections with so many different things. Like, this is what Neville Goddard talks about, Florence Scovel Shinn, Abraham Hicks. I could keep going. They all have a different flavor, but it's the same sauce. It's the same thing. Your beliefs create your reality. What you think about, you bring about. Your words are your wand. Okay, so whatever, you have done the hard work of surrendering. You have done this hard work of excavating. You are closer in your connection with spirit and your spirit team than you have ever been. And the desires of your heart are heard by them. So speak life into what you desire. They want to and are going to be helping you with this Ace of Cups, this offer of love. And I think for you, it's going to come in many different forms. So speak life into them. Know that the magic is inside of you, has always been inside of you. And that you have not been forgotten throughout this excavation journey into your soul. And they are so proud of you. Oh my goodness, they are so proud of you. I'm overwhelmed. Wow, this is really beautiful. Let's go ahead, before I forget, and look up what the symbolism of blue flowers are. It's also bringing me to this blue rose, which there's like a whole community about the blue rose, and it might be connected to Mother Mary and sorry, I'm trying to type and talk at the same time. Mother Mary and Mary Magdalene, but I'm not entirely sure. But blue flowers seem very significant. Calmness, serenity, tranquility, beauty of the natural world, metaphysical striving for the infinite and unreachable. Oh my gosh. I feel like that is exactly what we've been talking about. The metaphysical striving for the infinite and unreachable. It is possible if you believe. I feel like Tinkerbell, but it's true. It is possible if you believe. How many times have you thought about something you were worried about and it ended up coming into fruition? And it could be something really simple. I can't even remember what I dropped, but I remember thinking I was carrying something and I was like, gosh, I hope I don't drop this. And within like 3 seconds, I dropped it. And it immediately, before I even got upset about the thing I dropped, I thought, I think I just spoke this into existence. Like it was a very interesting learning moment for me. So speak what you desire out into existence. I do just feel called to get one more card here. I was going to end it, but then it was like, no, I think we need one more card. Maybe it's a card of encouragement. I don't know. One more card, please, and thank you, Spirit. Deep connection, unbroken connection. Yeah, this connection that you have to Spirit is more potent and deeper than ever. Last message, please. Okay, we got several here. Rainbow, I love that. Enlightened, adaptable, soulful, connected. Jophiel with pink. Compassion, self-care. And time to go. Wow, weren't we just talking about, we were using that example of moving, of movement, of something changing. So this is absolutely confirmation for those of you that resonates for. And we also have 41, which reduces to a 5. We have 5 here, and then we have an 8 with the rainbow. Jophiel is the angel of compassion. Well, it says here, compassion, self-care, simplification, and beauty. I think by choosing yourself and doing this work as an act of self-care, but I think you can give back to yourself more. And to keep telling yourself you can. You can do hard things. I can do hard things. You have been doing hard things. And yeah, you're ready for this. I'm hearing exit plan. You're ready for this exit plan, this new journey, this new life of miracles and gifts that you're very deserving of, that the universe is ready to give to you. So Thank you so much for spending your precious time here with me and your spirit team. I'm so grateful to have brought you this message. If this reading resonated for you, please like, comment, share, or subscribe. Those are totally free ways that encourage and support me more than I can say. And I look forward to seeing you next time. Take good care of yourself. Bye.